Hello everyone and welcome back to UK University Valorant. We're bringing you the third and final game of the night. We thought we'd switch things up as I'm now joined by Bayfish, and our map is Haven for a matchup between Swansea and Exeter.
Yeah, obviously we've just seen Nets just play there, and Swansea played early as well, so they've got a little bit more experience on the belts, maybe they're feeling a little bit more warmed up now, so maybe we'll see some more risky plays, possibly, maybe getting a bit more comfortable with their aim.
Yeah, and we've seen some fantastic aim already tonight as we've had just popping off plays from all over the place. We've been to two different maps. We're going to our third and final map of obviously the map pool. I'm actually really excited to catch people on Haven.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know some people don't like it, but I really like Haven. It's got those 3 points in and regular too, and especially they've got that Heaven and Hell part as well, which you can see A long and A short at the same time. But sometimes you can see some really good players on here, baiting people to go to A and then rushing all the way to C. It's just there's so many opportunities, or maybe just rushing B on mid, but you got to be careful not to get pincered in there as well.
Yeah, and it's so easy to get pincered, especially if you're going towards the B side. Everyone kind of coalesces in that area. The rotations are thick and fast in this map, as long as you're aware of when you need to be doing them. And that really separates, honestly, I feel, the good teams from the bad teams here, as we do have a lot of differences between when they're going to be going to the sides, whether they're going to get faked out, as you were kind of describing.
Yeah, of course. So, of course, Valorant obviously limits like the amount of like strategy you could do, and well, not limits strategy, sorry, but more like comes down to which team can play their heroes better. Obviously, we've only got a limited amount of characters at the minute, so now it comes down to which team can get the positioning the best and which team can play their characters the best and use their abilities to their full potential. So obviously, we've seen some good Sova players coming with that Recon Bolt and Cypher. We've seen them using Cypher to have some maximum ability, getting that information they need to find the enemy team.
We're going to see Fab in this game, one of those admins, obviously, of the Discord. Don't forget to try and join the Discord if you're interested at all in taking part in UK University 10-man games for Valorant. Getting these pugs is a great way to practice, get to know new people, and really enjoy the game in a way that's different from just playing that standard solo queue experience.
Yeah, of course. Getting on a team, gives you a chance to get that team chemistry together rather than just playing with some people that you might not know, because you get to talk about your team with their strengths and their weaknesses, because not everyone's the same as each other. Some people maybe play a more aggressive play style, but most people want to play more with a bit more tactic and a bit more strategy. So, really playing with the same team each time gets you a chance to understand each other's plays and timings.
Indeed. Atomical getting aggressive with the Frenzy early, trying to find the spray down towards the back there. But at range, Frenzy not so accurate against these players. But we're still going to see a push towards A coming out from the attacking side.
Yeah, of course. We've seen this a few times. Sometimes teams split, sometimes they go together. But I think on Haven, it's especially important to go together, especially when you're on attack. You want to make sure you've got all those angles covered at the same time.
Lucky Rune looking for the frag here, takes down my Wishy-Washy. A duplicate kill, taking it down their other part. Mazin looking to get aggressive here, but with the wall, they should be able to get the plant down as well. Svizio moves back out towards long, doesn't want to get flanked, but no one's waiting there. They're pushing through the more default positions, trying to drop down from heaven all the way down to hell and straight down as soon as they possibly can. Some good pistoling from Svizio, but it isn't enough as Atomical picks up the first round for Swansea.
Yeah, the admin's really showing why they want to start this university thing. They're proving their worth right now. Atomical really showing that the Frenzy with that faster fire rate can just take enemies out a little bit quicker. But sometimes I like see some players like stick with the classics. Some choose the Ghost, and some people choose a little bit of the faster fire rate there. But personally, I think the Ghost is probably a bit of a better choice. If you can hit those shots on the head, that's a few taps to the head, and that's them taken out.
I mean, yeah, without armor, that is a one tap to the head. So either pick up a Ghost, in my opinion, or pick up that armor, because otherwise you're going to go down ever so quick. First round picked up here by Swansea. Interested to see how they're really going to change things up, because I've seen, how Exeter are going to change things up, because we know that both Sika and Lou are able to play fantastically together, and I think them leading the charge here could be really important.
Yeah, of course. You've got to get your strongest players on the front line. If they can lead the charge, and especially with like Omen and Phoenix, Phoenix has got those flashes, and Omen's got that teleport and his smokes to just block off some of those sight lines. So a bit of a powerful pairing together. If you can get that Phoenix to flash at least one or two players, and then your team can just run in and just eliminate to the enemy teams, that's a pretty big advantage you've got already.
This is a spicy strategy here from Psyche and the rest of the team. I don't know what they're expecting to have happen. They're hoping someone will turn up. They're as a 5-man squad looking to just pistolero someone out of existence. But Swansea playing passive and showing that this patience that is really important for this defensive side.
Yeah, I think especially in Valorant, it's important that you try and let the enemy be first, and yeah, just like that, try not go in front of like 5 people at once. You're not going to win that 1v5.
Fab looking for the flank, trying to find these shots of the Vandals. The smoke will mean that he can't push up too far. Then they're going to get so aggressive. Exeter lose so many players in the cross and the attempted play, but Atomical with that spray will finish off Luthi and Baylor. And Swansea starting off some hot plays.
Yeah, they're definitely setting an if themselves right now. I don't know if we just let Atomical manage to get that kill while he was blinded. So it looks like no Phoenix Flash is going to stop him from finishing off the enemy team. Now they've got the Vandals coming out, also a one tap to the head. So I think Exeter needs to be a little bit more careful. Maybe they should. I mean, of course, the Vandals as well. Even at long range, it's still very deadly if you can tap those heads. So I think maybe the Omen on Cyclone Omen maybe should use the smokes a bit more. Maybe they need to play a bit more aggressive, because that gives Swansea maybe a bit of time to set up and maybe, figure out what they were doing.
It does. I mean, it was definitely something special. I think we won't be seeing that strategy from Exeter again. I certainly hope not, because it was a bit strange. I mean, some bugged graphics there, but hopefully that will not be too much of a hindrance. Fluff trying to contest these long angles, but with this Marshall struggling to find any kills, does manage to finally finish off the Roomba. Finds some body shots, I believe, but doesn't quite finish any.
Yeah, the Marshall not the strongest gun in the game, although Simon managed to find a pace there. You gotta try and hit those headshots with Marshall Man. It's not quite like the Operator where it's a one-hit shot to the body. Doesn't quite find the hit there, I believe. These snipers require some good aim, and if you can hit those shots, a very powerful tool.
Certainly is. Swansea are down a player for the first time here, and University of Exeter looking to use that to execute on a site, but they're struggling to find a target for their frustrations, as they don't really know where they want to push. And because of the way that Swansea have really maneuvered around, they are actually holding both these B and C sites that are normally kind of ripe for the picking. Still holding long angles from the back. Fluff is in a good position, but looking to get aggressive now. Smoked off instantaneously, tries to get a pre-fire through the smoke, but doesn't find anything. Instead, utility comes towards them, walls go up, and unfortunately, they can't find any shots. Fluff finally takes down Psych, but the spike is planted in 4 versus 4. Fab doesn't find anything. Wishy Washy will get the refrag, Mazin will go down, but Svizio pushing up the back here, giving their team the support they need. No one's coming on the flank quite yet, but he's just about to come around the corner, and he does find the frag. Svizio with some good shots, keeping their team's dream alive. Exeter in such a good position here, and Fluff with the Marshall is really going to struggle to finish off this round.
Yeah, the sniper's not exactly a 1v1 thing you need at short range right there. Maybe they could have dropped it for another gun, but of course you might want to save that sniper for the next round. I think Exeter maybe spent a bit too long trying to figure out what they want to do. Of course, they haven't got all the time in the world to plant that bomb. So maybe they should just think of a plan and maybe go for it, because they didn't really know where Swansea was. Of course, they don't have that cipher or that server to try and get much information about where Swansea were holding. But of course, on the opposite side, they've got Phoenix and stuff as well to maybe just try and flash them. But maybe Sai could use Omen teleport a bit more, maybe, or try and get a bit more information on where Swansea are. But the same could be said for Lou on Phoenix. Maybe if he's got his ultimate online, use that ultimate, get a bit more information. Even if you don't get any kills out of it, at least you know where they are.
But big early frags from players like Atomical and from Lou on these Phoenixes, making the kind of disparity across the map. And with Psych finding that frag and the refrag coming in from Lockie Runer's Fab, tried to push on up. This is a big opportunity, as there is an absence on the C site, which is going to be so duly capitalized upon. Atomical trying to push on in aggressively. Don't know if they know he's there. He gets the spray, but Lou flicks on over and will finish off Atomical on his own terms. Now it's 1 versus 3. My wishy-washy, I don't think you're going to be able to find this one.
No, I think you should just maybe try and solve the time here, and get out of the blast radius of that bomb. Although it looks like he might be going for a bit of pushing. Yep. Oh, managed to find him though. But if he peeks around this corner, this might be the end for him here. Oh,
Gonna drop those smokes, looking for an opportunity.
No.
Lou was covering it.
Yeah, he was there for him all the time. Although, what we did see from Exeter there was that instead of going all at once, it did sort of split off and go around each side of C, providing a bit of pressure from each angle, which proved to work out for them better in the end. So maybe they'll learn from that, and hopefully they won't try that Omen tactic again, which we saw did not. I'm not really sure what even that was. But I think, looks like they might be splitting up here again, which, provided a bit of pressure from all the angles, like I said, just make it a little more harder for Swansea to can't just spray and pray down the middle of them all.
Stop them. This is
You certainly can. Swansea need to be a little bit more sensible with their shots, and I think these sheriff buys will make them do exactly that. I love that Exeter is actually playing really defensively early on here, not getting caught out by these pistol rounds. Psych finding a 3, make it, well, no, it was only 3, does finally go down to Atomical, but Lockie also picking up 2k. Really solid round from Exeter. They dropped 1 player, but that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's not much they could do there. They all had sheriffs, and no one could quite find the headshot onto Scythe there, so he was just spraying down on them all. He had a lot more ammo than they did in their magazine, and in the end, looks like the assault rifle won over the sheriff. Looks like they might be looks like they'll be pushing C again or all together. Hopefully they might go try and run around the outside, but of course Swansea might be expecting that now. So maybe they could change up their strategy. They have tried to push A once, but maybe no C works, so we might try again.
Has this operator trying to stand their ground, but misses the shot onto Lou there. Big mistake, and with that, instantly we see Exeter take that opportunity, rush onto site. The rotates come on through very quickly for Swansea here, but it won't be enough. It's already down a player. The spike is already planted. The utility is going in place, and with a frag onto Fab here, doesn't bode so well. 3 versus 5. My wishy-washy is just going to beat a retreat, and the rest of his team is going to kind of solidify around this mid area.
Yeah, Exeter just seemed to be absolute swarm the point there, and Swansea wasn't quite sure what to do with himself. Fluff managed to trade out for Lou, though. Yeah, looks like they've got this C point on lockdown now. They're covering all the angles possible. So there's not really much Swansea can do unless they can tap a few heads. I think this might make the spike destiny. They got to kill all 4 of them, and then if you detonate the spike, they're going to be running out of time.
Yeah, they haven't got much time left, even though my wishy-washy is finding these shots. Getting exit frags is all they're really looking for at this moment. They're also not going to quite die themselves, the long being exactly that and being quite long. Psych will go down, and only 1 player from Exeter survives that, even though they won the round.
Yeah, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, as you can see on the scoreboard there, they've still got quite a lot of credits in there. Look at that. Lucky Room's got 9,200 in the bank, and so Visi, the Rays, has got 12,800. So I don't think they were too worried about dying there. I think they could obviously they could afford to die, and they could still get all the weapons. So we're seeing the Vandals coming back out, but a few players there still maybe saving for the next round. They've still got their classics.
Yeah, they don't pick up any rifles, instead opting to just wait. And I think you can kind of... Yeah, this is a bit strange. I mean, on the attack, you really can't skim on those rifles. You need to find those frags as quickly as you possibly can, because people are in such terribly fortified positions, especially when Fluff is sitting on top here. If you're using a classic, you're never going to take him down. And that's why Psych is the one to peek. Unfortunately, isn't long for this world. Maxim tries to find the shot there, but doesn't quite get.
No, but now he's used that heal on himself, so that means he's been his teammate down. And looks like optical strike. He doesn't quite catch anyone, but managed to block off that passage, so he can't. So now Raze has been taken down. Couldn't quite get there in time to help his teammate out. Looks like he will know that Fluff is still holding the angle now, though. So it looks like hopefully he has learned from his past teammates that have unfortunately been executed by Fluff. And looks like they'll be rotating all the way around to C possibly here. Meanwhile, Swansea, but they've still got 2 on the mid. Looks like they're all rotating to C now, though, so they've got to make a move. And they do.
They do. Fab goes down. Wishy does find a spray through the smoke, takes down Lou there. But Mazin is backing up their teammate. 2 versus 4, they have site control. And with Fluff down, this could be exactly what they need. They're only 1 player deficit. And this is a big opportunity. Lucky Room playing the close angle. There is going to be someone peeking, but Hazza swings wide, takes him down. Wishy-washy versus Mazim on this long angle. And with the slow orb, the diffuser, he's diffusing, and no one is going to stop him here. He is going to be able to get that, and Swansea finally put a stop to the 4-round streak of Exeter.
Yeah, Exeter almost managed to say that back there, but not quite. I think what maybe a lot extra down there is that they were aiming down the sights, and ADS, it kind of slows your maneuverability a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit distracting. So I would say personally, don't aim down the sights on this game. It doesn't really make you any more accurate, particularly. So just stick with your hip fire, and just it makes it a little bit clear to see where you're hitting and where you're not hitting. Especially that short range, what it was there. I wasn't really sure why they decided to aim down sights at all.
Yeah, other than for something like a pixel angle or a very small and tight one, I don't see much need for ADS. But we do see a lot of players kind of prefer that, who have come from that sort of game. We'll see Psych putting that smoke horn down and waiting for someone to push on up. Again, Exeter playing passive in the start of these rounds, and it's actually paying dividends for them.
Yeah, of course. They're just trying to I think they're trying to let Swansea peek first, because obviously you'd rather be peaked than peak yourself. It proves it a little bit more advantageous. And it looks like Lockie's trying to lock down this angle here, just in case they do try to rush. As you can see, Phoenix might be about to find out what's about to happen with that.
Yeah, he's going to have a bit of a headache when he wakes up in the morning. Locker room finishes him on off. And now this is a big opportunity. If you don't get caught out by Hazard, as Hazard will go down to Mazin, but at least manages to take down that big fragger in sight. Now, this is an opportunity, however, for Exeter to use that res as they have and push onto the site. Swansea only have one remaining player, and, well, Fluff is going to struggle to find anything more.
Yeah, I mean, if they do manage to get a clutch out of this, then they should deserve MVP of this whole match right here. But I think, yeah, she's just gonna try and back off here, save all her items, especially having the operator on hand as well. That's a pretty expensive gun, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to it. Yeah, it looks like, unless but Exeter might try and rotate around here, maybe catch her off guard, but hopefully won't get caught off guard themselves. But I think she's pretty safe from them, but she doesn't quite know that.
Yeah, it's just trying to play back towards it. Doesn't want to get caught out when you have an expensive weapon like the operator, really looking to keep that for the coming rounds. And it could be a linchpin of their defense, especially here on the site. The angle that's being held right now by Fluff is actually a really strong out the hold, because you have such range. You only need to hit a body shot, only need to hit one. Against rifles, unless they hit head, you are out damaging them every single time.
Yeah, of course, the operator is so strong. The minute I'm sure it's probably going to get a little bit of nerf coming in, but of course even if you hit a body shot with like full armor, that's the enemy taken out. So you need to be very careful, if you have the knowledge that someone has an operator and you know exactly where they are, I would be very careful, and try not to peek. See, they could even hit a stray bullet through the smoke, and that could be you out of the game. So I think, and it looks like we'll see Hazer also pick up the operator now as well. So maybe.
And the Marshal?
Hey, still a sniper. They might, looks like they're going for a bit of a sniper rush. But yeah, looks like they're going to be locking down A site here, but also got 2 on B, 1 on 1 on B and 2 on C. Trying to lock down all angles possible. But it looks like Exeter will be rushing through to B here. Obviously, Fluff got this angle held down with the operator. It's a very tight doorway for them to put through, so it's the opportunity for her to hit a body shot and take out one of the Exeter is quite high.
Yeah, that's a big opportunity. Forcing out this operator player with that ultimate is exactly what we want to do. The cloud burst comes on in. They're still waiting. Them Fluff gets the pre-fire. Big play there. Takes down Psych. And now Exeter are a little bit dumbfounded. They need to find another way to get onto one of these sites. They start to move on up, looking towards Long, as Lucky Rune is pushing up, looking to take garage control. There's only one player sitting on Long. They've already claimed blood. You have to be so careful. Wishy-washy here with that Marshal. Maybe not an operator, but if he finds the head, it's just as dead.
Yeah, of course. I mean, finding any head with any gun, and he just managed to find the head. That was pretty cheeky coming in. And now, looks like Raze takes it out. Reform though. Oh, he goes back in.
Aggressive play. A little bit overzealous. Mazin tries to finish it off with this pistol. Does kill Wishy-washy. Picks up a rifle. Doesn't know where these last 2 players are, though. Has to be so careful. Looking to try and clutch this one out. There, you see the Sage move on through. You don't quite find the frag. Looking to reload. The Phoenix is hightailing it over here. Looking to make the play, but there he is, downrange. Unfortunately, Mazin doesn't find it. It's Atomical who gets the shot, and the defuse is made by Mazin.
Yeah, we just saw the amount of spray that if you hold down left click, it becomes so inaccurate at the same time. And looks like they just learned the harsh reality of what happens when you just hold down left click a lot. What we did see from Swansea there is that they held every peak angle on every point. You know, they held it on A long and through B on mid, you know, and especially on C long as well. They just have these angles locked down, so they have intel on wherever Exeter try to push. And that means the team can, you know, all respond at the same time and get to the place as quick as they can.
Absolutely. And reacting as a team, really important. That has been one of the strengths of Exeter right now. I think Swansea as a whole have been rotating really well, but Exeter as a cohesive unit that pushes have been really solid. And Fab trying to contest solo, that's not going to work with the way that Exeter have been playing currently. Fluff finds a fragment to Psych, does manage to keep things spicy as Exeter still looking for an opportunity to kind of move on in here. The ghost spam from Atomical won't be able to find all too much, and Fluff taking a bit of damage there from those paint shells. Molotov isn't quite enough. The slow orb will keep them from pushing all too aggressively. Now on the other side as well, they're trapped at the back of site. Defuse likely going to go down. The run it back will be expended. Exeter down a player, down 2 players as Fluff finds yet another. Make that 3 as Fluff finds 4 in that round. Unfortunately, silenced by Svizio, but Wishy Washy will be there to back their friend on up. And 5-5 is the scoreline. Much closer than the other matches we've seen.
Yeah, of course, it seems to be a little bit more evenly matched. Exeter, you know, I thought they had it in the bag there. You know, they were moving all at once, but then Swansea just surrounded the B point, meaning that they couldn't quite get it, quite get all the kills from any angle, because any angle that Exeter couldn't quite get to, Swansea had it covered. And we saw there that Sage trucked both slow orbs on either side of behind the B point there, you know, just trapping them in, so they couldn't go anywhere. It's actually quite a good move. You know, sometimes you want to use that slow up to slow down the attacking team entering, but they actually use it to stop them from actually exiting.
And this is the thing, right, is it's so difficult to hold B once you get control. Sure, you can find those initial frags, put yourself in a good position, zone people off, but you have to use a lot of utility to properly hold it. And that's part of the problem. That's why the mid player often goes down, trades 1-for-1, but when you see situations like this, sure, you might be able to get the spike planted, but from there, what are you going to do? You need to retreat back, hold mid control, you need to not get flanked from 2 different sides, and this is exactly what Swansea University are looking to do right now. They're looking to make that big play. The slow orb is more than enough, though. Atomical getting a little bit too overzealous. Wishy Washy will make that peek from the back, looking to try and set up for something. They'll find the shot onto Locky Rune, a big frag there, keeping themselves 3-3. The wall bang from Wishy Washy is brilliant. Looking to go for that defuse. Doesn't know where that final player is. Psych will move on in, drops out that knife, but that could be a mistake. The spray is there from Psych. Make that another as Wishy Washy goes down, and a clutch from Psych to move Exeter ahead.
Yes, like absolutely coming in big there for Exeter. You know, it just proved that if you can control the spray of any guns in this game, you can actually just clutch it out for your whole team. You know, didn't quite manage, you know, the operator versus the vandal, you know, especially at short range, unless you can hit that body shot on instantly, the vandal's gonna win, because you do not have time to reload or even take out your pistol. Looks like we'll be seeing them switch off the operators now, then switching back to the vandals, you know, maybe realizing, but still got a marshal on each run, you know, realizing that maybe the operator is powerful, as we did see a few wall bangs coming through, but you know, just the slow reload and the slow pistol swapping, you know, it doesn't always prove quite well. The punishment for not hitting that shot is quite big.
Indeed it is. Wishy Washy has been so good playing back of sight here. Puts a molly in position, but they're just going to push on through it. We see the breach ultimate come on out here, looking to make something happen. Fab Reform finds 2 there. Big opportunity as Swansea do have that player advantage. The spike is going to go down regardless. The sheriff isn't quite enough. And now the players moving in for the retake are going to be the stars of the show. Hazza doesn't find the shot onto Psych there. And as a result, Psych will be able to slip away. Svizio, the same can't be said for them. Moving on up, the spray comes on through. They do manage to deal with Hazza, but they get all of the players. Swansea net themselves around and even things back on up.
Yeah, we're seeing very even trades coming through from each university here. I think what was quite big there, you know, Jet using her little cloud orbs, you know, just to block up a little line of sight, and they knew exactly where they were, so it just meant that each player just had to spray inside their cloud and hope for the best, and it did work out in the end. But of course, it could have gone either way for them there. Looks like we've seen the frenzy coming back out from Atomical, you know, maybe just finding out that the ghost or the sheriff doesn't quite fire fast enough for them, you know, they just want to be able to take it out and just have basically another submachine gun on hand.
I mean, if you catch someone off guard with the frenzy, they are going to go down hella quick. But you have to get the drop on them, and you can't fight anyone at range. It is a fantastic close quarters combat weapon, And
Yeah.
often you use it to then pick up another rifle.
Yeah, of course, but you've got to be careful with the small magazine size as well, because it fires so quick, but with the small magazine size, you're going to run out of bullets really quick, and in this game, reload is such a huge disadvantage for yourself, because you either reload or you pull out your other gun, and each time you're just going to have, that's at least like half a second of time you're not going to be able to shoot, and in this game, that's a really long time.
Indeed it is. And you don't really have that opportunity when you're on the pistol round. No real second gun to speak of. Wishy-washy trying to find those shots through onto the garage player, but can't quite find them. Atomical waiting. I was about to say waiting aggressively. I mean, he's waiting as aggressively as he possibly can. But Fluff waits for no man. Finds 2 clean headshots here in the mid. Make that a third. The paint shells are going to finally finish him off, but who can stand up to that? The spike potentially going to get planted here on Beast. Hazard will be able to get it on down. And now with a 2-player advantage, thanks to Fluff, Swansea put themselves in a fantastic position.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Fluff coming out with that clutch 3K as well. You know, we saw that their breach was just trying to take care of them, and their Brimstone was trying to take care of him. But even still, his spray was all over the place, and Fluff just looked at him, tapped his head, and he was gone, and he lost that 1v1 instantly. But of course, Exeter still have Phoenix left. You know, maybe he can take a chance to get us out. He's got the Ghost. You know, maybe he's got 1 blind left, and he's still got his wall, and he's still got his fire orb left. You know, he's still got time to make clutches. Of course, you can use that ability to heal yourself as well. But we'll see what his plays here. But looks like doesn't quite have enough time. Spikes detonators.
Solid play there from Swansea to pick up that round, and Exeter lose Lou the Impaler as well. So don't have anyone alive coming to this next round.
No, unfortunately not. So I'm not quite sure how much money the teams have left right now, but it must be getting close to the end of the round switch here. So, you know, maybe they'll go for a little pistol rush again, you know, because of course in this game you don't have unlimited money. You got to try and save some rounds. And sometimes you could just use that pistol, you know, kill the enemy and pick up their gun instead. That saves you a lot of money in the long run. And also we're seeing a few classics coming out here this round. So looks like it might be a save round.
Yes. I mean, it would make sense saving up for the buy round in the next. Definitely respectable.
Yeah,
and Swansea, however, are going to bring their full firepower.
Oh, yeah, of course. But I think looks like they're going to be splitting themselves onto XE here. Trying to split up Exeter.
That's a ballsy move from Swansea here. Exeter doing a very similar thing to what we saw from them on offense as they do on defense, playing this kind of group pistol comp, kind of looking to death ball, but actually they've just passed like ships in the night. They get shot from behind, and now Swansea know that the jig is up. Exeter have to hightail it towards the site, and now with all of these rifles and SMGs in position, it's going to be oh so difficult. They're trying to slam through. They don't find anything, as it's the rifles that reap the benefits, and right now Exeter are a little bit routed as the only remaining member is taken down.
Yeah, of course, Ceylon being a massive corridor, you know, and Swansea saw the opportunity. They just thought, we'll just smoke it off and we'll just all fire at once, but we saw that coming from Exeter as well. But as you said, the machine gun just winning out the battle there, you know. Exeter just spraying down with their classics. Meanwhile, Swansea, you know, they had some Spectres, you know, just allowing for that extra firepower and extra speed. Obviously proved that, you know, that is the better gun. Looks like they might not be doing this, but this time might be splitting themselves to A and B. You know, covering mid is very important. B, mid especially provides a lot of opportunity.
Indeed it is. Fluff going to pop that ultimate though, looking to make an impact early on here. Doesn't want to get caught by that. Still has the ultimate on up. He really needs the opportunity. Sees the player, but doesn't find the headshot, unfortunately. Looking to continue to get aggressive, but can't hit any of their shots. Finally hits Lucky Root, the one they weren't originally aiming for, but Svizio survives unscathed. And now, University of Exeter down a player, but also up an ultimate, as Swansea didn't invest in that.
Yeah, I think the crouch saved Exeter there from that jet ultimate, and looks like we're going to be seeing an even split of all the players across all the map here. So now it just comes down to the 1v1 ability of each player. Although it looks like Exeter will be migrating back towards each other. But of course, Swansea just keeping one of them on A.
Luke playing back of sight here, looking for an opportunity to find the spray, but the taps aren't enough as Spectre beats him out. Wishy-washy really having a great time here. And with Atomical, going to push onto the site. The spike is actually on A site, which is not exactly good for what they're trying to do. However, they will catch the perfect timing didn't even hear it. The raise of University of Exeter. Svizio not being aware early on in this round. That's rotated back up to the hither plant.
Yeah, of course, but now they know exactly where it is, and never mind. Looks like they'll take care of it themselves. You know, those sometimes you can use the split the team up just to try and bait them all in one area, and then you can just you can kind of predict where they're going to come from because there's only a limited other paths they can take, and you can just be ready for them. Very limited peek around that corner. Those very well played by Swansea. They know they peeked. Oh, sorry, they split across all the way on the map, and Exeter also had to do the same. You know, just make sure that they covered all the spike sites for them to plant at. There wasn't really too much Exeter could do with themselves there. You know, they were all split all over the map. So if one of them got taken down, they all started rushing, maybe panicking a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly will be hard. I like this peak mid with the stim pack. Doesn't find them all too much here, but pushing on up. Atomical been such a fragger for the Swansea side. Really has been hugely impactful. Does eat a bit of damage there from the incendiary from Brimstone, but is able to push towards backside, clear that one on out, and now the team rotate into a good position. Didn't clear out Lucky Rune, however, and will go down to it. The refrag is there, but Swansea still in advantage by one player here. A couple of good shots from Lou the Impaler, but it isn't quite enough as the Classic doesn't bring that high damage value. Svizio continue to get aggressive with the Sheriff, but 1 versus 3, they aren't made for this world.
Yeah, Swansea had B on lockdown there. You know, that as soon as they overtook that B point, they had enough players to cover all the angles, especially using that that I think might be a gong or a board at the back there. You know, just using that as a little bit of extra cover. You know, because of course you can peek both corners there, but you have to be careful of yourself there because that means someone could come from the back while you're looking in a different direction. But a very well good B hold. I know B's especially good because it's got that elevation and that confinement. You know, it's surrounded by 4 walls, unlike B or C. Oh, sorry, A or C. So especially with like the machine guns and we've been seeing here, it's been very effective for them.
It has. Brimstone gonna drop down those smokes as they're gonna rush straight onto A here. The paint shells should do a hell of a lot of work though from Svizio. This is a big opportunity. If they find the flag down long, they don't quite get it. And now with those shots, Swansea in for a good push. Psych is pushed up here. Should be able to catch someone if they overextend, but a lot of utility being expended to their position. Atomical will go down, but a lot of damage doesn't quite go down, and the heal will come out from the Sage. Fluff will finish off said Sage, but Psych always there to back up their friends. 2 versus 3, however. With the spike down, it's going to have to be something from the dynamic duo of Exeter.
Yeah, of course, this dynamic duo, you know, so now we've got the Phoenix left as well. So we've got all his abilities, and he's almost got his ultimate online here, which means if he gets that pick, that means now he's got his ultimate round for the next round, and Psych, you know, be able to get a little bit of information here. Looks like, yeah.
Oh. That was so close to being nice. Didn't check behind him, however.
Yeah, of course. I don't think he could do a quick 180 flick fast enough. Although if he did, that would have been very impressive. And, you know, maybe we'll see that at some point. Oh, we do see some good 180 flicks, actually. I'm not sure I've quite win this one yet. No, but doing a 180 flick and hitting the heads.
I mean, honestly, it's very, very difficult. But if anyone could do it on the Exeter side, Psych has been hitting some pretty nice shots. So definitely keep an eye on them if you're... I mean, over time, obviously. This match not looking so great for them as they are down 5 rounds and not too far from being beaten. But they definitely have an opportunity to make it back. If they are able to turn up on the moment, don't count them out.
Yeah, of course. This game's a really good example of where you can clutch it back even if you think it's all over. You know, there's a few times where some teams have just come back and they've been absolutely awful attacking round, but maybe they're just really good on defense. I think, you know, maybe Exeter just need to sit together a bit more. Looks like they're split all over again. You know, that's finds one. Doesn't quite find the second, but it looks like they're all going to be good ones here.
Yeah, nice spray from Psych. It manages to get the spike as well. This is a big opportunity from them. However, they knew exactly where he'd be, and as a result, Fab will get that shot onto him, and now the spike is going down. Svizio finds those who are looking to rotate, finds 2 quick headshots. It is 1 versus 1. Exeter really want this round. Swansea, I mean, they want it, but it's less of a problem. Svizio invests the ultimate, and Exeter will be able to pick it up.
Yeah, just using that rocket launch there, you know, so it doesn't have to engage quite as far as he doesn't want to. Obviously providing that extra range from the explosion damage. And now maybe this could be the comeback of Exeter, you know, but obviously Now Spitzy's used that rocket launcher, but there's no reason he can't get up again. And we've seen earlier in the match as well, those paint shells are very powerful, you know, so maybe if they hold on B, or maybe if it's want to try and run to B, maybe those paint shells could prove very impactful. You know, we've seen before where they've caught 2 or 3 players at once.
I mean, yeah, I remember my very first, actually my second ace in this game, was me on a pistol round. I throw a paint shell into one of the choke points, kill 4 players, pop out, tap the other one. You need to be careful around paint shells because they can just destroy your team. And I'm sure everyone has some horror stories about Raze in this game. It does do a hell of a lot of damage if you are misplaced. And, well, Lou found himself misplaced by being on the wrong end of a dagger as Fluff finishes them on off.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for an ambush here. You know, of course, using that smoke just to... Fluff might just find that spray. So now it looks like maybe Exeter, you know, obviously got the numbers up, so it looks like they'll be able to push wherever they are. And Exeter maybe struggling to cover each point. Yeah, now it's just down to 1.
Yeah, this is looking like Swansea moving themselves onto match point. Lucky Rune looking to save now, honestly, I feel. Can't really make any... Well, actually going for the big play to try and make something happen. But against the Rifles, even with a solid position, it isn't quite enough. And Swansea moves to match point. Exeter have put up a good showing, however, and definitely could bring this back.
Yeah, there's no reason they can't bring on. Maybe the 12-7, maybe the match point might bring out maybe some good absolute aiming in them right now. But I'm not really sure why he managed to push onto Heaven there. You know, maybe Heaven's especially difficult, especially if they're holding on low ground. You know, because most of the time it's just their like chest upwards that are exposed, so it's a lot easier to catch that headshot. And looks like, was that a Titan? Oh my lord! Oh my god!
5 Odin.
Oh god! Oh my!
This gun is look, people. It's not a terrible gun. I would like to say.
No,
it's just expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's got that
This is
100
a bit
ammo,
cheesy.
so for spray and pray, why not? I mean, they're on match points, so they've got nothing to lose, I guess. So.
What is this? Heavy's TF2.
Looks like maybe taking some inspiration from it. You know, oh, they're not bothered to go on the slow. They're taking that heavy to the level.
Do you actually still make sound when you are crouch walking on that? However, Fab will refrag Luthi and Baylor. The ghost comes on out, but it can't stand up to the might of Odin. The res comes on through from Hazard there to pick up Fluff, and this like has to be so scared right now. Gets concussed, tries to get the spray down, but too many bullets fly out of the many Odins, and Svizio is now down to 69 HP with a Bucky making the big plays, finds the shot, but unfortunately Fluff shouts pull, picks him out of the air, and Swansea with a victory, 13-7.
Yeah, amazingly played by Swansea there. No, I thought maybe in the beginning Exeter might have had this on their hands, but turns out Swansea, you know, bringing out the Odins. Maybe that's the winning condition that you guys need. Just if you're on match point, just bring out the Odins. That's it. Of course, there was too many bullets for them to dodge. Unless you're Neo from Matrix, you're not going to be able to dodge that many bullets at once. They had all the angles covered on C there. And there was not, unless they could click some heads really well, there wasn't really too much that Exeter were going to be able to do there.
Certainly isn't. And I mean, solid play across the board from Swansea, honestly. Fluff really showing up there with 373 average combat score. Really showing us how it's done. Not a high econ rating, but I personally blame that on, you know, the Odins that they bought in the end.
Hey, I mean, if it works for them, who cares about your econ rating, right? I mean, maybe 5 Odins is the new meta for the match point. I might try that in my matches now. Maybe we should all just do that. Maybe see if it works.
It brings a lot of firepower. You can't deny that.
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, especially that 100 magazine as well. But of course, you got to be aware of that long reload as well. But obviously, you don't have to worry about reloading for quite a long time with that. And of course, if you run out of bullets, your teammate's probably going to have some. So there's no need to worry.
Certainly don't. We're going to go into an interview in just a second with Fluff, that big 373 combat score player himself. I'm actually really excited to see some more of these players. We haven't seen too much from Swansea as a whole. Most of them, of course, as well, some of them at the very least, adminning this Discord. We should be getting in Fluff just about now. There he is. Hello, Fluff. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing good,
Fantastic. So how did you feel that game went for you?
Personally, for myself, it went quite well. I think team synergy, not quite there, but, you know,
You're all on the
we'll
same
work on
page.
it.
You all picked up Odins. Come on.
Yeah, that is true. That last round, we actually took them that right from the strat of one of the pro teams we've been watching. So, you know,
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
it's a pro
Watch out
strat.
for the near
Look at
future.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
mean-
So,
No, so I was going to say, so maybe you think we should all start using these 5 run-ins if it's the pro team strat?
Yeah, well, I mean, personally, it is just a great weapon. If you ever stop firing, you're obviously doing something wrong.
it's true. Always hold left click. Always.
Mhm.
Right. So, I mean, what do you think was really the key to your strong defensive side on that map? That's the question I have.
I think it was we had a really strong A hold, and they never went A.
Yeah.
So that really helped us when we had to rotate, because they put quite a lot of C long pressure, and Fab wasn't having a good time on C long, but
Yeah.
every single time we would just rotate and try and help him. And then if they would go back to B, then the A players would catch them whilst they're going up.
So to follow on from talking about sites, how do you feel about the B site on this map? Because I feel like it's a little bit of a trap, especially for the attackers, to try and plant on there. Because oftentimes you plant on there, and then it's easily retaken because you have to invest a lot of utility there.
Yeah, I think the main problem with it is that there's just not enough cover. You need to plant and then get out, and then if you get walled off by a sage or some smokes come in, then you're pretty much screwed, and they just have the retake. So I always prefer to go and plant on A or C, because it takes longer for either side to rotate. Unlike Counter-Strike, where it's always a long rotate from B to A in comparison.
So, I mean, first of all, Bayfish, do you have any questions you want to ask?
Yeah, so we're talking about the B pawn there. Do you think they should just remove the B pawn entirely off Haven, or do you think they just maybe need to rework it a little bit with maybe remove the big elevation in the middle?
I'm not really sure what they can do. I think they need to make the rotates from A and C longer to B, so attackers have more of a chance. I don't think there's anything wrong with the B site, apart from that it doesn't have enough cover, but they do need to make the rotates longer, because it gives them so much time to just wait out enemy abilities, the defenders coming onto site, so they can just wait, and then they got loads of time to defuse the bomb.
Indeed. Thank you very much for joining us for this interview. Do you have anything you want to plug?
No, not really.
Oh.
I just want as many people as much to join UK Valorant and just get in here, have fun.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for joining us. And thank you all at home for joining us, as it has been a wonderful evening. 3 quality games of UK University Valorant. You can see it right in the middle of the screen. Don't forget to join the Discord. Follow us on Twitter and obviously on Twitch, so you can catch us when we go live. If you want to catch any of the VODs, there's UK Valorant on YouTube as well, and you will be able to catch those there. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much to Bayfish and to Phil for joining me on this cast. And all of you, have a wonderful evening.